Every single corporation and the big governments are claiming to be net zero by 2050, and in some cases like our Canadian government is claiming to be net zero by 2035. Well, the question is how? Well, they are actually investing into businesses which are going to minimize the carbon footprint by utilizing some energy sources like nuclear or solar or wind or hydro, and then trying to minimize their reliance on the fossil fuel based energy sources. But the truth is you cannot completely get rid of the fossil fuel use because there is not enough energy capacity to operate unless you go back to dark ages. So what's going to happen then? There is an accounting trick where they actually offset their remaining energy use in terms of the fossil fuel and minimize their carbon footprint, which they call using carbon offsets or buying carbon credits. Now, what is carbon credits? Basically, it's a commodity, it's a tradable unit or like a certificate where you can purchase to actually offset your remaining carbon offset. But here's the thing. So the government agencies who actually issue these credits are basically, making money out of it and letting you continue with your emissions as a license that you get from the government by paying and feel good that you do your part by minimizing your carbon footprint. But here's a very, very interesting fact. So who is making money out of it? Well, again, bankers and the big mutual fund hedge fund owners. So if you know ETFs, the mutual funds. So basically you are a hedge fund owner, you create an ETF, you create a fund, and you basically sell this to the investor. So investor give you the money to invest into it and you promise some return in terms of the dividends, but you also charge a management fee to manage that fund. Typically for an ETF, it is around 3 to 4%, right? But if the ETF is an ESG compliant, then your management fee is going to be 40% higher than a traditional ETF. Now, who's making money here? BlackRock, one of the biggest hedge fund owner in the world. They have around $10 trillion worth of assets under management. And this guy, Larry Fink, who you have heard or watched over multiple news interviews or in Davos, rubbing their elbows with the global elites like Klaus Schwab and IMF and World Bank, bragging about how they are helping climate by investing into these carbon friendly businesses, and they are actually investing into these businesses to reduce carbon offset. But the truth is they are basically taking advantage of this whole thing and making money as a middleman. And here's another thing which I wanted to leave with you at the end of this video. So these carbon footprints, which basically they're buying as carbon credits, that is built upon false promises. So look up at the Hawk Forestry or Hawk Conservatory in Pennsylvania, where this was already a preserve. This was already an area which is protected by the government agency, and somehow they used that to basically create carbon credits and sell them to bankers like JP Morgan to make them feel good and claim that they are 100% carbon neutral because they have purchased pretty much all of the carbon credits from this Hawk Conservatory. And this was supposed to be protecting that conservatory and protect the trees and the hawks. But the problem is this was already a protected area under that reserve. So this is how this whole scam of carbon credits is being played in front of us, and people are just blindly buying this money and feeling good as a virtue signaling that, hey, I'm doing my best to protect this planet by buying these carbon credits and minimize my emissions. But the truth is this is all BS. This is all a way to make money out of this, and BlackRock, the bankers, the JP Morgans are in the middle of this, and the common people is being deceived by just handing over their money to these banksters, and they're the one making money out of it. Keep your eyes and ears open. Don't even trust a single word from these banksters and these global elites, that how they claim and brag about protecting this planet and doing things to basically protect the humanity, because the truth is it's all BS, it's all lies. Because at the end of the day, these politicians, these big corporations, these global elites, all they want is take money and power and freedom from you, so they can get away with anything they want. Anyway, this is just my observation. So let me know what you think. Put your comments down below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.